You have two options here. It's going to be 0% interest business funding, or you could do business lines of credit. In this video, we're going to go over what are the requirements for no-doc business funding that some of the gurus are afraid to tell you. And if you're new here, my name is Chess. I've helped over 100 entrepreneurs and business owners secure funding for their businesses and their investments. And I've secured well over 400K in business funding for my business. So that's how you know everything here is not BS and is all based off real world experiences that I've done for myself and for my clients. If you do need help with that, we have one-on-one training in the description below and in the pinned comments below as well. Without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, so listen closely today. So we're going to go right through it. What is no-doc? No-doc business loans, also known as alternative lending, are loans that require minimum or no paperwork to apply for. This could be a good option for businesses that need capital quickly or can't qualify for traditional loans, right? So this is perfect for new LLCs or businesses that are doing very low revenue. And you have two options here. It's going to be 0% interest business funding, or you could do business lines of credit. So what is 0% interest business funding? This is going to be business funding, normally in the form of business credit cards from the banks that give a 0% introductory period for 6 to 18 months, depending on your institution. All of it can be done with no docs, right? These documents can be included but not limited to 3 months bank statements, 2 to 3 years of tax returns, profit and loss statements, and balance sheets. So what is a great profile and why do you need it? So most 0% business cards are personally guaranteed, same with business lines of credit. The banks go by your personal credit history to determine if you're approved. This is why it's possible for brand new businesses to secure up to 150K in business funding in 90 days or less. You can't get business funding with just business credit if your revenue is under $1 million. So building the Paydex score, all that sorts of crap, it's not going to work if you do not have a revenue to show over $1 million. Some banks, they require you over $1 million, maybe even more than that, depending on the bank. But if you're not doing more than that, there's no point in building business credit. So fix your credit and then go with this. So a great, like I said before, a great Paydex score, but a 580 personal credit score would not get you funded. You won't be able to trick the banks. So personal credit, your requirements for there. A lot of people say you want to have over a 680 score just to be able to get some business credit. But personally, I see the best results when you have over a 720 credit score. So you might be able to get approved if you do have a 680 score, but it's a lot riskier. So it's better to make some adjustments with your credit and get your score over 720 or 700 for the best results. So how can we get the best results? We want to keep our utilization from 2% all the way to 10%. Keep your utilization as low as possible, but not at zero. If the utilization is the problem, I have strategies in my other videos to show you how to get that lower. Why do you want your utilization from 2 to 10%? It's because it shows that you know how to control your money, your bankroll, to the banks. So your personal credit history, you want it over 5 years. I've seen as low as 6 months of credit history get approved, but someone with less credit history will struggle more than someone with a higher history. There are strategies to add more age to trade lines. So you're going to be borrowing their trade lines to borrow their credit age. So if they have like a 10-year credit age limit, you're going to add that to your profile and it's going to help give some age to you and you'll be able to bypass that. All right, so our last one is going to be comparable credit. You want high limits from 10 to 25K for one card. Combined credit limit, you want at least 15 to 20K in combined limits because the banks usually approve you to 2 to 3K 2 to 3 times your personal limit, or you won't be able to get approved for a 50K card if you only have a 2K personal limit. And you don't want any negatives. We've gotten approved from late payments before, but usually late payments are from 2+ years ago. So if you do have late payments from in the past 2 years, I recommend going through credit repair to get all those negatives removed. And remove inquiries that are not tied to a personal account. And you can also remove recent inquiries for a personal account as long as it has not reported yet. So example of this is if you apply for a card, you got approved, inquiry is shown, but the account has not shown on your credit report history yet, then you go remove that inquiry before the account reports on your credit report. All right, so our next thing is going to be about your LLC, your business. You can get business funding for a brand new business. You don't have to have every little detail structured just to secure funding. Things like your address could be your own address, for example. I've gotten approved personally from having my residential address. I've gotten other people approved too, just using their residential address, so it's completely fine. If you're applying out of state, then you might want to use a virtual address. No PO boxes, just remember that. And our next thing is going to be what is going to be a strong banking relationship, right? Another important factor in building strong relationships with the banks. Multiple products with the banks on the personal and on the business side. So what does this mean? Personal and business checking account. On the business side, have a merchant account and other products that have been established for 1 to 3 months, like your savings account as well. That helps a lot too. So for a merchant account, deposits with business transactions are always better than cash deposits, especially if the transaction history is 6+ months of history. So no non-sufficient funds. What does this mean? It means your bank accounts cannot be under $0 in there. It cannot be negative. And when you have to pay a bill, it does not go negative. So that is what non-sufficient funds mean. So the next part is what a lot of gurus will not tell you. So this is going to be very valuable information. So I hope you stick around for this. It's going to be having a mid 4 or higher bank rating. So what is a bank rating? Every bank has different ratings of how much money you put in there. So when you deposit money into the bank, you're not actually depositing money in there. You're actually lending money to the bank. That's why they give you a certain percentage back every year. That's why when you put money in there, you earn money. So you're actually lending money to the bank. So when you lend money to the bank, it shows that you do want to do business with them. So they'll lend you back money. So what do we want to be? We want to over a mid 4, but the low 4 is going to be 1 to 3.9K. Mid 4 is going to be 4 to 6.9K. High 4 is 7 to 9.9K, and it goes on. So as long as you're over a mid 4, you're completely fine. The higher, the better. Helps you build a relationship with the banks a lot better. So there it is for most of the valuable information for how to build a strong banking relationship. So next thing is going to be data points. So having the correct data points specific to each bank's underwriting requirements is very important. Example 1 is going to be one of Chase's data points is that they will not ask for documents as long as you're under the 150K total exposure with them. What does that mean? It means total exposure means that on your personal and on your business side, your combined credit limit is under 150K. So if I had a 50K card on my personal side and I had 100K in the business side, my next card I'm going to get with them is going to be flagged for documents. So you want to stay under 150K, for example, for this kind of data point. So data points are changing every day in this space, so it's good to stay informed. You could go on the credit forums and check what's going on with today's credit space and be informed of what's going on before you go ahead and apply for these loans. So next one is very important. You want to work with business relationship managers. They are going to be the ones that could push your applications forward to a human underwriter rather than going through the algorithm and applying online. So usually banking relationship managers, they do work with businesses doing over $1 million in revenue. So if you do need help with getting a business relationship manager, you could contact my team and we'll help you out with that. We do have one-on-one help in the description below and in the pinned comments below as well. We do stay updated with all the data points changing every day, so that will help you out as well. So secure over 100K in business funding in the description below and in the pinned comments below as well. So if this video helped you, give me a comment below, give me a like and a subscribe if it helped you out, and comment below if you want me to go over any other topics that you want to go through. I'll make a video on that. No worries on that. And this is going to be CashflowChes. I'll see you guys in the next one.